Welcome to Finding Faith Forever. Today, we're diving into the Old Testament, but not just in the way it's arranged in your Bible. We're going through it in chronological order, the actual timeline of events, from creation to the return from exile. Let's begin this epic journey. Before 2000 BC, creation to the Great Flood. Genesis chapters 1 to 11. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. We meet Adam and Eve, see humanity fall into sin, and witness the first murder, Cain and Abel. As evil spreads, God sends a flood, but Noah builds an ark and finds favor with God. The story ends with the Tower of Babel, where God scatters the nations. 2000 to 1700 BC, the Fathers of Faith, Genesis chapters 12 to 50. God calls Abraham and promises to make his descendants a great nation. His son Isaac and grandson Jacob, Israel, continue the promise. Joseph, one of Jacob's sons, is sold into slavery, but rises to power in Egypt, preparing the way for Israel's survival. 1700 to 1300 BC, let my people go, Exodus chapters 1 to 15. Centuries later, the Israelites are enslaved in Egypt. God calls Moses to confront Pharaoh. After the 10 plagues, the Israelites escape through the Red Sea, in one of the Bible's most dramatic moments. 1300 to 1200 BC, Law and Wilderness, Desert Lessons, Exodus chapter 16, Deuteronomy. At Mount Sinai, God gives the 10 Commandments and the law. The Israelites build the tabernacle, but doubt and disobedience lead to 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. Moses prepares them to enter the promised land before he dies. 1200 to 1050 BC, conquering the promised land, Joshua, Judges, Ruth. Joshua, who was Moses' aide and chosen successor, leads the Israelites to conquer the land of Canaan. The land is divided among the 12 tribes. But over time, they forget God, and chaos follows. God raises up judges like Deborah, Gideon, and Samson. In the midst of this, the story of Ruth shines, a tale of loyalty and God's faithfulness. 1050 to 930 BC, Kings and Kingdoms, 1 Samuel, 1 Kings chapter 11, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles chapter 9. Israel demands a king. Saul is chosen but disobeys. David, the shepherd boy, defeats Goliath, becomes king, and writes many psalms. His son Solomon builds the glorious temple in Jerusalem. 937-22 BC, a kingdom torn in two, 1 Kings chapters 12 to 2 Kings 17. 2 Chronicles chapters 10 to 28. After Solomon, the kingdom splits into two, Israel in the north, and Judah in the south. Both kingdoms turn away from God. Prophets like Elijah and Hosea warn them. But in 722 BC, Assyria conquers Israel. 722-586 BC, the fall of Judah, 2 Kings chapters 18 to 25. 2 Chronicles chapters 29 to 36. Major prophets. Judah stands alone. Good kings like Hezekiah and Josiah try to bring revival, but eventually Babylon conquers Jerusalem and destroys the temple in 586 BC. The people are taken into exile. 586-538 BC, hope in Babylon, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel. While in Babylon, prophets like Daniel and Ezekiel give messages of hope. God promises restoration, and even in suffering, his plan is unfolding. 538-400 BC, home again, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. In 538 BC, King Cyrus of Persia allows the Jews to return. Ezra teaches the law, Nehemiah rebuilds Jerusalem's walls, and Esther shows God's providence in Persia. The prophets call people to renew their faith. And with Malachi, the Old Testament closes, looking forward to the coming of the Messiah. And that's the story of the Old Testament, in order and in context. A story of creation, fall, promise, rescue, and hope.